Hey guys, so in this series, we've covered footwork, we've covered what to do with your hands, and now it's time to get into the thinking game, right? Like what to do with your brain, what to do with your mind. Thank you guys for coming along. We've hit 100 subscribers, or pretty close to it by the filming of this video. Once I edit and everything, hopefully we'll be over 100. But this thing is growing way faster than I anticipated. I started this because I noticed there was nobody doing anything in this segment. So I decided, hey, instead of doing blade reviews or Beyblade reviews, I'm gonna go into kind of the basics, kind of the mind game, and really focus on the sports side of it versus the collector side of it. And I have heard such great commentary, such great comments, such great feedback, both on YouTube and through Discord, through my buddies' channels and stuff like that. And I honestly appreciate you guys, and you guys are showing me that the community wants something like this and needs something like this. So thank you guys for all of your support. Please comment, like, and subscribe. You know how it goes. The more that the algorithm sees you guys liking this, the more this is pushed to other people, and we can get more serious bladers in your local tournaments, okay? So covered footwork, covered what to do with your hands like Ricky Bobby. Now we're gonna cover the mental game. And I've seen a lot of people talking about this on Discord, and I've watched a lot of videos where I see a lot of different things, okay? So I'm gonna, of course, every video I reference back to my time in the military, and my time in the Marine Corps, we had a thing that we called going zero, right? So we would do it before mission, and literally going zero means that you're not happy and you're not excited, but you're also not scared. And going zero allows us to think through the process without, minimal mistakes. We're all human, right? So that's our biggest flaw, is that we're all human. So if we get too excited, we can overcompensate, we can, misjudge our opponent, we can misjudge the situation we're in. And if we're too scared, we're more apt to make mistakes. So we want to fall somewhere in the middle, so that way emotions do not play a role in the game that we're playing in this situation. So by going zero, we're eliminating all the fear, all the anxiety, all of the excited happiness buildup. And if you watch most Baytube videos, like Baytuber videos, oh, I won this tournament, or I almost won. Watch how they ramp up and listen to what they're saying. And by the time they get to the finals, they're like, oh my gosh, I was thinking about this, or my mind was here, or I was there. But if they treated the finals the same exact way that they treated practice, the same way that they played with their friends in the staging area, they're gonna make less mistakes, right? So think about it that way. Like when I'm playing with, and I fall prey to this, even though I have this channel and I have this background, blading with my son, he's actually really good, and he's beat a lot of adults, right? He has really broken combos, and he enjoys that, right? He has Phoenix Wing 960 on ball. He enjoys it. And when I play him here, I can beat it with my Drigger, right? I can put Drigger on low flat out and beat Phoenix Wing. But then I've gone to competitions, and I went against one of the guys here in Atlanta who has won the championship several times. He didn't win the, WBO's state championship, but he has won several other championships. I went against him first round, and I was nervous because I was now facing the guy who inevitably would win the entire competition that weekend. But also, I've seen him win. I've seen him win several times. It's annotated that he's won several months in a row, and he's my first round. That means, do I get to move on or not? And he was my first opponent, and I had never even competed in Beyblade before. So I was nervous, right? Even coming into it saying, hey, I need to not be nervous. I line up against him, and it's like, oh crap. This is a real thing now. Like I'm here. I don't get to build up to this moment. I'm just thrown into it. And that can be your situation. But we have to remember, I made tons of mistakes, which inevitably led to a terrible score for me. But then back in the staging area, even I played him again later that day after thinking about it, and I actually won, right? We only played to 4, but I did win that round. And, when I battled Nazuma, I went in thinking, oh my gosh, like here's a guy who's got, thousands of followers on YouTube. He knows what he's doing. I've seen his videos. He's really good at this. And my emotions got a little shook, right? So mistakes were made, and it's human, right? We're all human, but we have to get past that. And one of the biggest ways to get past that mentally is to grab a little space in the staging area. Grab a space in the staging area, get with your friends, have a good time, practice the combos that you're going to practice the strategies that you want, talk with your buddies about it, and try and bring that tournament or that championship level down, right? Turn the volume down on it, bring it back down to where it's just another round of practice. Had I brought that mentality to, my match against Nazuma or the state champ, maybe I would have had a different result, right? Like I beat the state champ the second time, but the first time I couldn't beat him because he was already in my head and he didn't even say anything. So don't let that affect you. So we want to try to remain 0 as much as possible, right? When the countdown starts, try to find, in so many movies, the happy place with a Fight Club. He goes into the penguin cave, right? Find your happy place, all right? Find a state of Zen, or find a state of like a meditative state where you're in that countdown and you can't think, which is going to tie into the second part of this mindset. You can't think about what your opponent's doing because now you're calculating what you're about to do. So get into that, right? As that countdown starts, start calculating. Like I said, you're placing your feet before the countdown starts. You're placing your hands as you're ready. You have 3, 2, 1, whatever, let it rip, go shoot, whatever they're saying. You have that time to calculate and strategize. It's not a lot of time, but it's more than enough. And you'll start to see that over time. So now getting into the second half of this, once we're ready, once our hands are out and we're ready to shoot, now it comes into, okay, I can't focus on what they're doing. I've got to focus on what I need to be doing. What is my strategy? What blade do I have? What is my combo, right? What blade, ratchet, tip set do I have? What launcher am I using? What stadium is this? What is my opponent using? What's their combo? Judging off of the blade and the tip, what is the route they're going to take? Judging by the ratchet, where is their height? Where is their center of gravity? Okay, so that's really how I break it down. I'm breaking down what blade do they have, because the blade is going to judge what they think that they're going to try and do, right? The tip tells all. So I've seen people use Sphinx Cowl. I've seen them use Shinobi Shadow. I've seen them use a lot of different defensive blades on a rush tip or a low flat. Obviously, they're going in aggressive. Now, they're going in aggressive with a defensive blade. They're trying to shut you out. They're trying to move that weight around, because I do it too. They're trying to move that weight around, and well, defense doesn't really have too much weight, but essentially that's what they're trying to do. They're not as heavy, but if you look at a defensive blade, they're stout, right? They're compact, they're tight. Even to black shell, look at any of them, they don't really have wings coming out. They're not, pushing out. It's like getting hit with a rock, right? They're solid. They're trying to move that center of weight, not the weight itself, but how the weight is proportioned is what, and I'll get into that in another video. But I'm breaking down, okay, defensive top, attack ring, like attack tip. He's trying to shut me out. I need to dodge that. So I'm going to shoot behind him, or I'm going to shoot into a safe zone because I know where he's trying to go. So he's trying to do the X line, or he's trying to shut me out and shoot me into the extreme finish or the 2 points. So now it's time for me to start calculating these things. Now you start to see why I don't have time to worry about what he's doing, because I need to start or I don't have time to worry about who he is or, what their background is. I can only focus on this exact moment. I've got to focus on what setup does he have? Who am I facing right now? What are they doing and what is their game plan? As I roll through the game plan, now we're going to start rolling through this game. Now we've gone 1 match, 2 match, 3 match. Now I'm starting to build his strategies, right? I like to play 1-on-1 to 7 because it lets me form that strategy of what is my opponent trying to do. If we're trying to go quicker, we'll go 1-on-1 to 4. I can try to build that strategy and build off of that. So that's what my mind is doing. My feet are set, my hands are ready. Now, we'll get into strategies and we'll get into tactics a little bit later, but now I'm making slight calculations with my hands. Because if I know, okay, this is what he's doing, my launch is going to be different, which means I need to slightly calculate, right? Has he started to learn what I'm doing? If he's started to learn what I'm doing, I do a fake shot where I'll set up one way and at the last second I switch. But that also comes into the counting and the whole build strategy of what are we getting into here. So that's where my mind's at, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about before we start the match. And that's kind of what we need to start getting into. We need to find our zero, find your happy place, right? Find a place where you're not excited, you're not, worried or anxious about the match. Then we need to start strategizing. Those are the two things that we're doing with our mindset to try to build this up, okay? Hey guys, remember, if we want people outside of this community to start taking Beyblading more serious and treat blading as a sport, we ourselves need to take it more seriously, all right? Hey guys, thanks, and I hope you have a wonderful day.